Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bunga Dewi Sonia. In this video, I want to explain about national language and language planning. Okay, the first is national and official language. A national language is the language of a political, cultural, and social unit. It is generally developed and used as a symbol of national unity. A national language may, for instance, represent the national identity of a nation or country. National language may alternatively be a designation given to one or more language spoken as first language in the territory of a country. Its function is to identify the nation and unite the people of the nation. An official language, by contrast, is simply a language which may be used for government business. Over the official language in the nation is not indigenous language of the nation, but the language from the colonial. Its function is primarily utilitarian rather than symbolic. From 193 countries recognized, 107 countries have the official language in national level. In the meanwhile, official language, English is the most recognized as an official language. And this is the example of national and official language. In Singlish, if you want to say 2 packet of chicken rice to go please, you can say 2 packet chicken rice double. The meaning of double is take away. Next, official status and minority language. Because of its colonial history as well as its value as a world language and international lingua franca, English is an official language in many countries throughout the world such as Pakistan, Fiji, Vanuatu, Jamaica, and the Bahamas, as well as those listed above. In New Zealand, although English is in fact the official language, which has been legally declared an official language. For example, more than 700 living languages are spoken in Indonesia. A major part of them belong to the Austronesian language family, while over 270 Papuan languages are spoken in eastern Indonesia. The official language is Indonesian, or locally known as Bahasa Indonesia, a standard list from Malay, which serves as a lingua franca of the archipelago. The vocabulary of Indonesian borrows heavily from regional languages of Indonesia, such as Javanese, Sundanese, and Minangkabau, as well as from Dutch, Sanskrit, and Arabic. The Indonesian language is primarily used in commerce, administration, education, and the media. Most Indonesians speak other languages such as Javanese as their first language. Most books printed in Indonesian are written in Indonesian language, since Indonesia recognizes only a single official language. Other languages are not recognized either at the national level or the regional level, this making Javanese the most widely spoken language without official status, with Sundanese the second in the list, excluding China's varieties. Now, what prize a national language? Many countries have regarded the development of single national language as a way of symbolizing the unity of a nation. Over the last 100 years, nationhood and independence have been very important political issues throughout the world. This is planning for a national official language, form, function, and attitude. There are 4 steps involved in developing a code or variety. The first is selection, the second is codification, the third is elaboration, and the last is securing is acceptance. The last is the linguist's role in language planning. The first is codification of orthography, the second is developing vocabulary, the third is acceptance. Language planning is defined most simply as deliberate language change. Language planner generally focus on specific language problems. Their role is to develop a policy of language use which will solve the problems appropriately in particular speech communities. So, the conclusion is language planning is defined most simply as deliberate language charge. It also includes the development of national language and standard dialectic. Language planners generally focus on specific language problems. Their role is to develop a policy of language use which will solve the problems appropriately in particular speech communities. This chapter has focused in some detail on a few specific cases of language planning in order to exemplify some of the issues which have to be resolved by language planner and some of the ways which have been used to resolve them. I think this is enough. Thank you for watching my video.